Welcome to Abilene, Texas, and welcome to Southwood Conference basketball on ESPN+. It's a doubleheader day with two teams separated by over 650 miles, the Southeastern Louisiana Lady Lions and the Abilene Christian Wildcats. We take a look at the Southland Conference standings. There you go. Sam Houston State at the top, undefeated in league play. Abilene Christian right behind at 4-1. Southeastern Louisiana 2-4 with some work to do in the young season. Welcome courtside, everybody, to Moody Coliseum. Zach Carlisle alongside Owen Simpson. Well, here's two teams looking to get back on track. Southeastern Louisiana's dropped a couple in a row. ACU coming off its second loss of the season last Saturday, but both had a week off to prepare for this game.
And both of these teams are going to be spreading the ball out on offense. We got a lot of talented three-point shooters. For the Wildcats, they're averaging 11 made threes a game, and the Lions have some testy shooters as well.
Well, as you talk about three-point shooting, that leads us into our impact players in this ball game. Celica Sterling, one of the great three-point shooters in the league, and Michaela Mabry is red hot for ACU.
Celica Sterling is someone we're going to have to see on the court a lot tonight. She's played all 40 minutes in the last 2 out of 3 games, and she's been leading the team offensively all season long. Looking on the other side for the Wildcats, Michaela Mabry has caught fire from beyond the perimeter the past 2 games, including 7 3-pointers against McNeese. Southeastern has to keep her contained throughout the evening.
Yeah, this should be some kind of matchup, the first of 2 meetings this year between ACU and Southeastern Louisiana. We mentioned the Lions coming off of back-to-back losses. Both came at home to Sam Houston State and Nichols. Meanwhile, Abilene Christian coming off of a game that they wish they could have back, a home loss last Saturday to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I'm excited to see how both of these teams come out to start the gate here tonight.
And for Abilene Christian, it was a really weird game for them last Saturday. The lowest shooting percentage they've shot all season. They've been a testy team to stop offensively, shooting well over 40% on the season, but last Saturday shot a season-low 32% from the field.
Anna McLeod not in the starting lineup for ACU, so Alyssa Adams gets her second start of her career. She's in the middle, and the ball is grabbed by the Lady Lions. Glad you're with us on ESPN+. Off we go from Abilene, Texas. Alexis Horn running the point. Number 31 in green. And Brianna Wright taps it out of bounds as it stays with Southeastern Louisiana. Starting 5 for the Lions. There's Carrier, Morgan Carrier, good point guard. Sterling, the great shooter, and Caitlin Williams, so good inside. One of the top rebounders in the league. There's Abilene Christian, a change to the lineup with no Anna McLeod in the starting 5. Alyssa Adams in there. And it's 3 forwards with Mabry and Duque as well. 1 to shoot, and it's a shot clock violation on the opening possession for the visitors.
And you mentioned that starting lineup for the Wildcats. It's an unusual lineup for them. Only 1 true guard out there, and that's Brianna Wright. And all other 4 players on that team right now out on the court have been at the forward position a lot this season.
Alyssa Adams bumped. Alexis Horn with the foul, the first one of this game. And then something else of note, Abilene Christian a little banged up. Backup point guard Cameron Mraz out for the season. And then Maddie Miller not in the lineup today. For many, considered to be one of the best 6-man in the league for ACU as well. Duque with an early post touch. We may see a lot of that tonight for Abilene Christian going inside. And Duque draws a foul on Southeastern Louisiana. Third-year head coach of Southeastern Louisiana, Ayla Gazzardo, was an assistant at SLU before getting the job a few seasons ago. Michaela Mabry, we talked about it, red hot over the last couple of games, go lightly for 3, is offline. Well, as much as we've talked about three-point shooting, the interior game could be very beneficial for both sides tonight. Tough shot for Morgan Carrier. Scoreless in the first minute and a half. Brianna Wright. That's a good sign for ACU. She did not have a good shooting night a week ago today.
And you mentioned that rough shooting night last Saturday and their first conference loss of the season. Brianna Wright went a 1 for 10 shooting. That's a good shot for her to get started, though.
After shooting nearly 50% from the field for the year, ACU shot just 32% in the loss to Texas A&M Corpus Christi a week ago. Michaela Mabry. Go Lightly takes a seat, literally. The ball goes to the Lady Lions. Julie Goodenough, one of the great coaches the Southland Conference and across women's college basketball. Big Country Hall of Fame inductee last May. Grew up in West Texas. Coached at Hardin-Simmons University, a Division III school here in Abilene. And now at ACU. Off to a 12-2 start this year. Alexis Horn splits defenders and gets Southeastern on the board.
And that's going to be on Michaela Mabry. She has to fill that hole after Duque was passed by up at the top of the perimeter. Not good defense there for the Wildcats.
Dominique Golightly. Now to Mabry, another opportunity from distance. And Celica Sterling, a quiet start to the game, but gets the rebound. Sterling has yet to touch it offensively for SLU, and that's a tough shot from Horn, who's been active. And now Wright draws a foul. Morgan Carrier with the foul so far, but so we haven't seen Sterling attempt a shot. Brianna Wright 1 for 1 for ACU. And now Wright attacking again. Golightly underneath the hoop, but this is an ACU team averaging 84 points a game. Now Sterling with her first attempt. Couldn't get the floater. And now is wide open, and how about that?
Would you like to go jump out and go get that ball?
I'd like to think that I could go get that, but I don't know. I don't know that my confidence is that high there. Sterling could not have been more open.
And there's been a lot of missed layups so far and a lot of missed three-pointers, and that's something honestly I'm surprised by, at least for the Wildcats. With the big size that they have, they've already shot the three ball 4 times early in this game.
Well, the teams are combined 2 of 11 to start the evening. And another foul defensively. This is Jaya Francis for the Lady Lions. And already 4 fouls in the quarter for the visitors. The next one will put Abilene Christian in the bonus the rest of the first quarter. Overload to one side offensively for a team that ranks 5th in the country in scoring. Alyssa Adams, tough shot on the left side. And Caitlin Williams, who finished in the top 10 rebounding in the league a year ago, clears that time for Southeastern. Long 3 attempt from Francis.
It's been a lot of good defense and not good shooting from beyond the perimeter for both these teams so far. Somebody needs to make a spark for one of these teams to get going.
It's a 3 from Brianna Wright. That's the point so far, and Lexi Duque adds to that total.
And that's a great pass inside, setting up Duque. Great position there as well for Duque for the easy layup.
Horn, a freshman out of Baton Rouge, commanding the point position. That was Williams driving to the hole, drawing a foul, the first of the game on ACU. And the first sub of the game is Haley Giratano, the freshman out of Louisiana, number 55, working on Duque. And now Sterling's second touch against this zone defense, and she is open and hits the three, her 33rd of the season.
And Sterling is following her mother's footsteps as a member of the Lady Lions. Her mother, Sharon Berry, starred in the green and gold from 1985 to 89. An All-American as a junior, Berry still ranks amongst the program's all-time leaders in scoring, and a big three there from the daughter.
Adams. A near turnover. Southeastern's turned it over twice so far. ACU has yet to give it away. Wright open for her second three.
It's hard for shooters like her to stay cold for multiple games consistently, and she's showing why after going 1 for 10 last Saturday. Already 2 threes here in the first quarter.
And an 8-5 start to this game. The team's shooting just 31% from the floor. Defense so far. Well, the teams are 5 of 17 so far from the floor. Abilene Christian on top by 3 in the early going. And one of the things for Abilene Christian they're dealing with right now is injuries. Maddie Miller, one of them. Take a look here. The sophomore to Wiley bangs up that wrist and is out for this game. This would happen a week ago against Corpus Christi.
And something we're going to have to find out about ACU coming into this game is its depth off the bench. Maddie Miller has been a big piece for them coming off really as their sixth man this year. They're going to miss her shooting and really her exquisite passing outside the perimeter while she recovers from that fractured wrist. And I've actually been able to talk to her a lot this past week. She's just like every other athlete. She wants to be out there right now with her team, but it's going to take some time to heal that kind of injury.
So without Miller, who most people regard to be maybe the sixth man, the best sixth man in the Southland Conference. There's Alyssa Adams right on cue because Adams is going to get the start and going to play a lot of minutes, and she's got her first points of the game.
You mentioned Adams taking a lot of time. In the meantime, I'd like to see more Josie Larson coming off the bench. She hasn't seen a lot of time this year on the court, but she put up some good numbers when she's out there so far this season.
Abilene Christian, the first one to double figures, who have started to heat up just a bit. Each of their last 3 shots going home. Here's Alexis Horn, just 3 to shoot. They get it to Sterling's hands, and she's got her second triple of the night.
And we talked about Sterling before this game. She's fully capable of nail those shots. Wildcats are going to have to lock down outside on the corner perimeter.
Sterling 7th in the Southwood Conference. 3-point percentage on the season. Brianna Wright looking for her 3rd make of the evening. Couldn't get it, and now transition for Southeastern. Charlie Dugas gets a touch and lays it in. The senior out of Rayne, Louisiana.
And a great pass from Horn there on the fast break to get it inside. And just like that, tie game.
Duque in the lane for a little while and was in the lane too long. And a turnover on ACU. It's first of the evening. And here's Alyssa Adams converting.
And it's good to see her getting involved offensively in a role that she's not as familiar with different players. When she comes off the bench, she's with the reserves coming in. So good spark there for the Wildcats. Meanwhile, their first turnover in this game, that's been a big weakness for the Wildcats. Over the past 6 games, they're averaging 20 turnovers a game, and the Lions aren't far behind either.
Dugas, mid-range jumper. She's got the last 4 for Southeastern, and the Lady Lions have the lead.
And after that break, we've seen a momentum shifting in favor of the Lady Lions. Let's see if they can keep it up.
It's a 7-0 run for Southeastern Louisiana. Defense has really been the calling card for SLU this year. Golightly has a turnover. Can Morgan Carrier convert? She will take contact. It's a charge. Brianna Wright taking the charge defensively.
And that's a big move there for the senior, running from behind the ball to get in front and force the turnover. I mean, that is a big play there. Take a look one more time. She gets in front, sets herself, moving a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a 50-50 call there, but nonetheless, great effort there from Wright.
Adams has it tapped away. Dugas. A Southeastern team that is forcing about 19 turnovers a game. The mid-range jumper offline from Francis. And now Wright. Oh, what a great pass down the floor to Golightly. Senior to senior.
And that's Golightly's first points in this one. She needs to get more involved offensively if the Wildcats want to keep pace with the Lady Lions.
Adams looking for a steal. How about that move at half court? Duque runs the floor beautifully. Could not finish. This team's starting to get up and down the floor a little more than we saw in the first few minutes of this opening quarter. A minute left. Thought it was a pretty good pass from Dugas to Francis. It goes out of bounds to ACU, a turnover.
And we're seeing a lot of unselfish basketball offensively, passing the ball, but it's competing with even better defense for both these teams.
Yeah, Abilene Christian trying to get that bitter taste out of their mouth. 58 points, 32% shooting, both season lows a week ago. They wanted to get on the floor, give themselves a chance, and that is Duque with an offensive foul. The charge taken by Jaya Francis.
And Francis hasn't been able to do anything offensively so far. 0 for 2 shooting and a rebound, but a great defensive play there. Made a good act out of it. And the Lions now have possession with the ball as we near the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, there may have been some contact with the elbow. Didn't look like a lot, but both of the charge calls we've seen could have been 50-50 either way. Tough spin. Caitlin Williams could not finish. No shot clock. Abilene Christian can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Both teams 38% from the field. Golightly launches and almost got it to go. And both teams with 12 points, 1 quarter in the books. Southland Conference basketball back after these messages. Second quarter ready to go, and a game tied at 12. Back for Southland Conference basketball on ESPN Plus. Zach Carlisle alongside Owen Simpson. Glad you could stop by here in Abilene, Texas. And a slow offensive start. Southeastern Louisiana and ACU, it's pretty good little rivalry over the years, and dead even at 12 through the first 10 minutes.
It's going to take both these teams to get clicking offensively. I expect it to continuously get better shooting percentage-wise for both these teams as we continue on the evening.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Julie Goodenough prior to this game and throughout the week leading up to this contest, and she said, well, Southeastern Louisiana just gives us fits. It doesn't matter the year, it doesn't matter the records. It is never easy with this program, and there is Celica Sterling looking for her third three-pointer of the game, and it's no good. I expect this to be a defensive, kind of grind-it-out type of game, and the first quarter was exactly that. Here's Alyssa Adams. We mentioned she's getting the start for just the second time in her career, and she gets a layup. She's got 4 so far for ACU.
And Celica Sterling has to step in front of her to avoid that layup. There's a miscommunication there on who is guarding who, and they got to clean that up going into the rest of the game.
Williams nearly got that to fall. Looked like it came off of her hand a little funny. But these are two defenses that are giving up 67 and 61 points a game. Been really good on that end of the floor this year. ACU, as of late, maybe not so good defensively, hoping to get better in that stretch. And Alyssa Adams is going to go to the free throw line for Abilene Christian.
I believe that foul's on Caitlin Williams, so she is now going to be flirting with needing to sit on the bench, and she does. Now 2 fouls here early in the second quarter.
Williams, a junior out of Bresley, Louisiana. Very good scorer when she wants to be. Scored 28 earlier this year, a career high at Houston Baptist. Here's Adams, the junior out of San Antonio. One of the things that Coach Julie Goodenough does so well with Abilene Christian is develop players throughout the course of their career, and this one might be the epitome of that. Alyssa Adams, the improvement from year 1 to now year 3 is astronomical.
And they're asking more of her than ever now in this one, filling that role. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a growing experience for her as a player, but she has answered the call so far.
Horn throws it across the court. Dugas, missed a wide open Aminat Jubril, number 33. They couldn't get it to her. And now Dugas misses, and a putback is in from Jaya Francis.
Looked like Michaela Mabry got behind Francis there, and just the easy offensive rebound and putback.
Golightly takes on a defender. You can line Dominique Golightly up anywhere in an offense, and she flourishes for Abilene Christian.
And that score right there is credit to the stuff you don't see. It's behind the scenes in the gym, getting in the weight room. That's really what they're doing during the offseason, and it pays there with Dominique Golightly taking it in, easy layup.
Horn, the freshman, with just 10 to shoot. And now the 3 attempt, and Francis buries one from outside, and Southeastern has their third triple of the game. Golightly just left all open. And Adams gets an offensive rebound and walks with it. First sub of the evening for Abilene Christian, it's Pamela Herrera. And checking in for the Lady Lions is Deja Harvey, the freshman out of Donaldsonville, Louisiana.
And this is the first sub for the Wildcats, and we're nearing that halfway point in the second quarter. With the injuries they have, may end up being what we see, 6 or 7 deep. It's not going to go too far because that's the faith that Goodenough puts in her players. She believes they can go the long stretch and come out with a win.
Sterling almost rattled another one home. Southeastern, 3 of 8 from distance. ACU, 2 of 8 from distance. Backside lob, what a pass from Brianna Wright. Golightly's going to the line. There's the bench you talked about. How many are they going to peel off of there? Anna McLeod down on the bench was a game time decision coming in with a concussion, and we haven't seen her yet in the game.
And we talked about this during the break. We feel like if she was going to play, we would have already seen her at this point.
Yeah. McLeod started every game for ACU. And here's Golightly, one of the top players, you could argue, is right now in contention for Player of the Year in the Southwood Conference with the way she's played, the senior out of Chickasha, Oklahoma. Horn gets a screen. A really tough shot. Launched up there at a weird angle.
And that's one of the shots that are becoming more and more valuable as the time goes on, is the floater inside the paint. And that's something that coaches are trying to develop with all their players as the game really changes.
Mabry missed that one. And Michaela Mabry is 0 for 3 to start the night from downtown. Now fakes one. And drops one off to Adams, and it's a turnover.
That was a great pass, but she just simply wasn't ready for it. Loses the ball, and that's another turnover for the Wildcats.
Defense is reigning supreme so far. Illegal screen on Aminat Jubril, number 33. Senior out of Nigeria. And Alexi Duque back into the action for Abilene Christian. Southeastern got those quick 4 fouls as a team, but then were able to survive the rest of the first quarter without giving ACU bonus free throws. And now they've got 3 fouls here with 5.5 in this second quarter, and Golightly had it blocked out of bounds. Aminat Jubril.
That'll go on the highlight reel. Great block defensively. And we've already seen it already. Golightly is a tough player to stop inside the paint. So that block, it doesn't really speak its volume.
Golightly's already been named Southwood Conference Player of the Week 2 times this year. Multiple 20-point games. And Golightly was in the lane for 3 seconds. Just 35 points so far through 15 minutes. And Abilene Christian has turned it over 3 times in the last 2.5 minutes of gameplay. Sterling, known more as a shooter, but can create her own shot. And that's Horn, who does not play like a freshman. A lot of confidence for number 31.
And frankly, the Wildcats should be fortunate to be only down 1 so far. They've shot 22% on offense, and the Lady Lions have just played better for a longer period of time in this game, and it shows dividend right there. Another turnover for the Wildcats, turnover number 8 so far in this one.
37 total points. Lady Lions by 1. 1-point lead for the visitors here at Moody Coliseum, and I give Southeastern, their defense, a lot of credit. They've come out really, have done a great job on that end of the floor, and they're scoring just enough, but they've got a 1-point lead so far.
Yeah, for a team, for the Wildcats, first in the Southland Conference in field goal percentage, 49% on the season. Well, they're 37% so far. That really just tells the story. The defense has been the factor, really, for both these teams to stay in this one.
Celica Sterling, rise and fire. Can create an outstanding looking shot. The senior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She has 6 so far, 2 of 7 from the field. Alyssa Adams. And now Go Lightly. And Abilene Christian needed that one. They're gonna need number 3 in a big way in this game.
That's a big shot. She started 0 for 3 from the three-point line, gets her first one to fall. And now up to 7 points so far in this one.
Go Lightly. I mean, second in the conference in scoring this year at over 15 per game. Third in three-point shooting on the season, 41%. Having a heck of a year. Just 7 for Horn. And the pass too wide of Aminat Jubril.
And a great idea there by Horn to get inside after realizing being double-teamed. Great idea, not a great pass.
You know, Southeastern Louisiana, I think, we've seen it a lot. They've used a lot of shot clock on offense. It's like time of possession. They want to just keep the ball away from ACU as much as possible. Go Lightly blocked again by Jubril, her second block of the night. Will they eat more shot clock here? Sterling's all alone, but is 2 of 8 from the floor. Good pass from Brianna Wright, and Adams with great positioning. 8 points already for the junior.
We've seen a lot of it so far, Wright, in her passing ability, and it's paid off so far this season and really her career. She's been a great passer. Gets another assist in this one.
ACU led by as many as 5 midway through the first quarter. 4-point lead here, 7 on the shot clock. Horn trying to create, gets it off, and Jubril at the shot clock buzzer finishes it off at the hole.
And you talk about using up that shot clock time. Can't use up much more than that. They are taking their time to find the best possible shot. They're not rushing anything, and that's why they have been so successful staying in this game. Despite being 5 and 10 on the year, they're looking much better so far throughout this one.
This is a Southeastern defense that has done a great job lately. And Adams, how in the world did she even get the ball? And now an and one chance.
And Adams the first to double figures in points for both teams in this one. 4 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds. She's done a great job so far this first half.
Well, you talk about cleaning up the mess. This ball was rolling on the floor.
And this is just about wanting the ball more, taking it up and finishing throughout the contact.
Already in double figures is Adams. And now the officials get together. And they're going to talk about something at the scorer's table. Was it maybe the type of foul that happened?
I can't imagine them looking for a flagrant foul. I can't imagine that.
2:01 in the period, and it didn't look anything crazy there. It was just Adams getting it. Maybe there was an elbow that flew at some point, and now they're going to clean up and just look at who the foul was on, and it's on Celica Sterling of Southeastern. So that's basically a free timeout for both of these teams.
And that helps out the Lady Lions. Take a look at this one more time. Lexi taking it inside. Duque can't get the shot up, and Adams just cleaning up for her.
Looked to be pretty simple that was on Celica Sterling. I mean, Francis was over there, but Sterling with a contact. And she goes to the bench for Southeastern. So this is an and one free throw for Adams. And that matches the largest ACU lead of the game. Final 2 minutes of the half. Horn, boy, she has been dribble drive happy in this first half, and it pays off here.
And other than her scoring, she's done a great job passing the ball. 5 assists already in this first half.
And 6 points. What a shovel pass into Duque. And a foul on the backside. Charlie Dugas with her first foul of the game. And Sterling comes back in with 1:33 to play in the half.
And what the Lady Lions have been doing pretty much throughout this second quarter is anyone that goes inside the paint, they're doubling. And they did so with Duque, but this time a little too aggressive.
Seems like there's been an emphasis for ACU to go inside in the first half. I mean, they're going to get their three-point attempts. ACU just is one of the tops in America in terms of number of shots they're going to take from distance. But it seems like there's been a concerted effort to get Adams and Duque involved in the paint.
And I really think it's because of a different lineup, different starting five with Anna McLeod being out at the guard position. They're going bigger, and that's their game plan so far in this one.
Mabry with a hand check. Had her hand in there on Horn. That is just the first foul of the period for Abilene Christian. So in basically no danger of putting Southeastern at the line in the bonus, just one foul. They've got a few fouls to give towards the end of this half as well. Plenty of time for the Lady Lions with 10 on the shot clock. Against the zone, here's Dugas. Stepped out of bounds. And a turnover with 63 ticks to go. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a live sit-down interview with Abilene Christian sophomore Maddie Miller, who's out of the lineup today, but she'll be nice enough to chat with us at halftime. 5-point difference. Diamond Wilcott, number 24, out on the floor for ACU. Here's Adams. Just 6 to shoot for Golightly. Wilcott for 3. Golightly got it off! Oh my! How did she do that? And they may look at it.
I don't know about you, but I think she got it off in time. It's going to be really close, but what a series of events there. A loose ball, grabs it, passes out to the perimeter, air ball 3, and just had to put it up. Let's take a look at it one more time. It was well overshot, gets the ball up, and we can't see the lights off of that angle, but it was really close, razor thin.
Boy, the quick hands of Golightly. You're right. When I watched it live, now does she get this off? It's really close. I think she did.
Yep.
Great job by our student-run ACU TV crew on the replay there. That looked good from my view.
I can't imagine them not counting this one. And talk about a momentum booster,
wow.
Going up 7 now before halftime. Obviously, some time left. Let's take a look, and they count it.
I mean, when Wilcott launched the 3 from the corner, I thought there'd be no chance you could get
Not
a
at all.
rebound and a putback, and that was impressive from Dominique Golightly, who's got 9 points in the half. No shot clock for Southeastern. They can hold for the last shot of the first half. If they choose, we shall see. Looks like that's what they're going to do. A shovel in, Dugas, she's fouled, and 1. That's exactly what Southeastern needed with 7 seconds to go in the half.
and just the patience we've seen from the Lady Lions thus far, not rushing into anything unnecessary, using the time they need to. They could have run a few extra seconds, but they saw the opportunity and they took advantage of it.
The and one free throw. No good. 5 seconds now for ACU. Will they get a look here? Right to launch, and it's good! Wow! What a way to go to halftime. Brianna Wright gives her team an 8-point lead. Halftime is on the way. It's halftime at Abilene, Texas. This game was tied at 12 at the end of the first quarter, but ACU 21 points in the second. And a good shooting number, 54%, to push the lead to 8 at halftime, 33-25. Abilene Christian 12-2 on the year, and they're 12-0 when they lead at the break this season. And it's Alyssa Adams leading the way with 11 first half points for ACU. We're talking to Maddie Miller next on ESPN+. Halftime in Abilene, Texas, with the ACU Wildcats leading Southeastern Louisiana 33-25 at Moody Coliseum. As we welcome you courtside, everybody, Zach Carlisle, pleased to be joined by sophomore Maddie Miller as her Wildcats have an 8-point lead at halftime. Well, what was that like for you being over there on the bench watching your team build this lead?
You know, it's definitely different. It's just about I think it's more about bringing the energy than anything. I love to cheer my teammates on, whether I'm on the bench or I'm on the court. I love to be the hype man. Just about bringing my voice and bringing the energy to the court on defense and on offense. And so it's just a lot of talking more than playing and shooting more than anything.
Yeah, well, it was just a 12-12 tie at the end of the first quarter, but then you watched your teammates go and build an 8-point lead in the second quarter. What did you see from the bench? What was your point of view? What did you see from your girls in the first half?
So we're definitely getting the defensive stops that we need. We didn't want them to score 15 points each quarter, and so we wanted them to be 30 or lower at half, and we let them get to 25. So that was good. We did what we needed to do defensively. We just have to get the offensive boards and just make shots. We're only shooting like 30% from the three right now. It's just not really falling for us, but I know that they're going to keep shooting and they're going to control the controllables and get through our offense, and we're going to hit some shots to get it up on the.
Well, your team's 12-2, but you're coming off of that second loss a week ago to Corpus Christi. So what was the week like in practice for you and your teammates trying to bounce back after that loss last week?
Well, we got a bye week after our loss, so we had a lot of times to recover. We had a lot of time to recover and work on ourselves. We got to work on our offense, what we do defensively, because we had a lot of defensive lapses against Corpus Christi. We kind of struggled rebounding too, so we had a lot of rebounding and defensive work throughout the week. And then Wednesday and Thursday and Friday we worked on Southeastern, and we talked about their personnel and what they were going to do. And so the defensive and the rebounding, like Coach Goodenough before this game had rebound written in all capital letters across the board, because we knew that was going to be a huge key to being able to win this game.
Well, real quickly here for just a couple of seconds, what is it like to play for Coach Goodenough in this program? You've been to the NCAA tournament last year. What's it like to play for Coach Goodenough?
I love playing for Coach Goodenough. Coach Goodenough holds us to such a high standard, and the culture that she brings into this program is honestly one of the best that I think, one of the best in any program in the country, I believe. And she just expects the best out of everybody every single day, and I love that because it makes me push myself even harder, because she will never settle for average. Like, we will not settle for average, and we want to be great in everything that we do. And I love that because I just want to be the best basketball player that I can be, and she allows me to put me in a position to be able to do that.
Well, thanks, Maddie, for stopping by here at halftime. ACU 33, Southeastern Louisiana 25. More halftime coming up after this. ACU an 8-point lead at the intermission after a strong second quarter, 33-25 here at halftime. Well, some of the key players on each side. ACU, Alyssa Adams, her second start, and she's having a career half.
And she's responded to fill that role with the injuries that the Wildcats have. She's done a phenomenal job. 11 points, 4 for 6 shooting, perfect at the free throw line, and getting involved inside the paint too with 6 rebounds. She's done a phenomenal job here in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. With the injury and the injuries ACU's had to sustain, she's done a great job. The freshman Alexis Horn having a good first half for Southeastern Louisiana, the point guard.
And it's not just been her scoring. She only has 6 points, 3 for 6 shooting, but she's done a great job passing the ball. 6 assists in the first half. That's what's really helped them stay in this game and stay competitive with the Wildcats.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, they're going to have that dribble drive penetration, and using that shot clock has been big for SLU. So take a look at the first half numbers. The three-point shooting has not been there. It really hasn't, but the points in the paint, we thought this would be an inside game, and it's been that way so far.
And from the first quarter transitioning over to the second quarter and even nearing the buzzer, the shooting got better for both these teams. Southeastern Louisiana made their last 3 of 3. The Wildcats responded by nailing a couple triples. Brianna Wright's buzzer beater before halftime. The shooting is going to come for both these teams, and it's improved so far as we've seen.
And one thing we've seen from ACU, not a lot of depth. They're depleted with a few injuries. These starters are going to play a whole lot of minutes, and that's what we've seen so far.
And that's going to be in favor of the Lady Lions. They're going to have a little bit more time to catch a breath as it heads into the third and fourth quarter, into those final minutes. We're going to see how strong their stamina is for the Wildcats, see how long they go. Brianna Wright is someone who can play all 40 minutes through consistent amount of time. We're going to see if the rest of them can do it as well.
So an 8-point lead. One of the things for Southeastern, though, all but one player have a foul in the game. So that could benefit the Wildcats. They are 5 out of 7. SLU 0 for 1 at the free throw line. The charity stripe could be big in the second half.
It really could. With the spread out number of fouls, they're not any situation where someone could be in foul trouble. Only 2 players with 2 fouls, so it really couldn't have gone any better for them with the amount of fouls that they have. But if things get a little testy, a little unlucky for them inside the paint, that's when Abilene Christian can take advantage and get inside the paint, make a few free throws. They've done a good job so far, shooting 71%. Get this, the Lady Lions, 1 free throw attempt in the first half.
Well, these two teams are meeting for the 12th time in their history, and that's important to know because this is going to be the first of 2 meetings this year. They met twice last year. They've split the last 4 times they played, and it was down to the wire in Hammond, Louisiana a year ago. Southeastern picked up an upset win, 74-71. ACU won by 20 points here against SLU a season ago. You know, you just never know when these teams get together, and the Lions have put up a really good fight so far in the first half.
I think we're going to find out in the early minutes here in the second half about whether Abilene Christian is going to finally pull away, get that double-digit lead, or if the Lady Lions are going to do what they did in the first half, and that was continuously respond to adversity. They did so in the first half. They kept that lead at a minimum and even took the lead for a short period of time. We're going to find a lot out here in this third quarter.
Abilene Christian had the 5th longest home winning streak in women's college basketball, snapped last Saturday in the loss to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. How did they bounce back? Southeastern Louisiana, they had a week off after dropping 2 straight games, both at home, after beating Corpus Christi 48-44 with incredible defense. You just never know in the Southland Conference. It's one of the great leagues across the mid-major level because anybody can beat anybody on any given night.
And it's really special with these 2 teams, how they approach the game this season. For the Lady Lions, you talk about their defense. They rely on their defense to stay in ball games and win the game. For Abilene Christian, it's really different. They rely on their offense to come out on top. But both of these teams are facing challenges of needing to answer on the other side.
Let's play the final 20 minutes here in Moody Coliseum. Zach Carlisle alongside Owen Simpson for Southland Conference basketball on ESPN+. ACU, first touch of the third quarter. Alyssa Adams has 13, 11 in the first half. I mean, how about that for the junior? She's already matched her season total, or her season best, with 13 points.
And she left off where she started in the first half. Does it right there with the left-handed layup. Beautiful take inside the paint, and now the largest lead for the Wildcats so far in this game.
Horn, we mentioned, doing a little bit of everything well for Southeastern. Here is a three at the shot clock buzzer for Morgan Carrier. We've had more happen in the final 3 seconds of the shot clock than any game I can remember.
And it just seems like repetition here for the Lady Lions, using every second of that shot clock to their advantage.
Just 15 to shoot for ACU. When in doubt, give Brianna Wright the ball. She'll create something. Adams for three. Something she doesn't do a lot of. Ball saved by Golightly. Right to a Lady Lion. Sterling rise and fire. And there's Golightly again getting a rebound.
And she's running the court up and down, full speed ahead, and then just getting involved on offense, doing a great job to keep the Wildcats with this lead.
Preseason first team all-conference, Dominique Golightly. Also leads all Southland guards in rebounding this year. At 5.5, Duque, the recipient of a great pass.
And Adam just had one of those scenarios where she doesn't know what to do because she's so open inside the paint. It was take the shot, pass inside, but she ended up making the right decision after a Lady Lion closed in on her. Good pass inside, good score for Duque.
Horn, soft touch, and draws a foul as the hand hit the arm of Horn. Not a lot of contact, but enough to head to the free throw line for two.
And a rare treat here for the Lady Lions. This is only their second free throw attempt of the game. But it's surprising, though, that they are a phenomenal free throw shooting team with a make right there. First in the Southland Conference in the free throw line, 75% as a team. That's a great number.
It's interesting. They are fantastic at the line, but they just don't get there very much. Third least amount of free throw attempts in the league, coming in just 233 attempts. Pass picked off by Caitlin Williams. Full court pressure defense pays off for Southeastern. Can they capitalize? Down 7. Sterling, short. She got off to a good start shooting, but is now 2 of 10 from the floor. Adams draws a foul. Fouls have really added up for Southeastern Louisiana. That's their first of this third quarter. Adams again! Body control and a new career high for Adams. She's got 15 and 1.
This has been her game throughout the entire time, from the tip of the ball to where we are now. She has controlled wherever she goes, inside the paint, outside, and she does it there again. Congrats to a career high.
The free throw tapped around. Horn takes Bree right to the hole. Southeastern answers, continuing to fight and scratch and claw and keep themselves in this game. Mabry wide open.
And it's crazy to think, but that's her first points in this game. 0 for 3 to start, all from the three-point line. Gets her 4th attempt to fall.
Hit 7 of them 10 days ago at McNeese. And Adams gets a block And then getting it back is Francis, who couldn't finish. Now the ball is rolling all over the floor, and the possession arrow stays with Southeastern Louisiana. Charlie Dugas into the game. Well, shooters are going to shoot, right? And I mean, Michaela Mabry, you cannot give her that much space. And she could not have been more open.
And she'll make you pay for that, for being as open as she was. And a foul there on the Wildcats. She's going to find her shot sooner or later. This may not be one of those big highlight games she talks about, but sooner or later, she's going to respond, and she did so right there.
Mabry's got 2 fouls for Abilene Christian, as does Lexi Duque. And Morgan Carrier at the line, the junior out of New Iberia, Louisiana. A little shoulder shake, and then missed the first free throw attempt. Carrier, someone that Coach Ayla Gazzardo says has just continued to improve each and every year. Only had 13 career starts coming in to this season, but has started 9 times already, and the shoulder shake and another miss at the free throw line.
And those shots are so crucial if you want to stay in these games, especially being down 10 here in this one. Big misses for the Lady Lions.
Golightly lost it and throws it out of bounds. And a frustrated Dominique Golightly.
And while the lead is at 10, the Wildcats keep giving the Lady Lions opportunities to stay in this one. Now the question is, will they capitalize off of that?
10 turnovers for Abilene Christian in the game. And that may be a travel. Yes, it is. On Carrier. All of a sudden, ACU shooting 50% from the floor for the game. It didn't look like it was going to trend that direction early on today.
They were at a point where they were at that 20% mark in the first quarter. Nothing was falling for them. But as I said, it's going to take time for them to get into the flow, get back into their motions they need to be, just like that.
A great pass from Golightly, and it forces a timeout by Southeastern Louisiana. ACU has connected on each of its last 4 to build the 12-point lead.
Provides a place for people to come to learn and to grow and to also be a big part of what's going on at ACU.
To work at ACU TV is probably the best experience you will get in a college setting.
Being able to do it for football games like out here is like, for game days experience, it was awesome. Being able to see your shots and then being able to look back at it and saying like, wow, that was my shot, it was awesome.
It looks amazing in here, and I know Neil Santana spent so much time redesigning it, and he did an amazing job and really truly made it look like a news station would.
Getting to work with Grant, talking with the coaches regularly, this has just really given me a lot of experience moving into the real world.
The work on the floor, getting to teach people, and then also getting to be right there with the basketball players. I couldn't compare it to anything I had done before.
Watching all the clubs at Sing Song get their awards and just being so excited was such a rewarding thing to see because we were able to help contribute to that. It was just an incredible experience overall.
To see my work broadcasted nationally is so incredible.
And the pressure of filming on a live broadcast for people to see around the world is just, it's a different feeling than just a regular game filming for the screen.
It's just perfect experience for the real world. You're going to be in a control room. Somebody's going to be giving commands, telling you to switch over to this camera or to put this graphic up there. You know, you got to realize this, I wouldn't be doing this anywhere else. I think ACU provides me this blessing of an opportunity.
The ability for ACU TV to be so flexible and cover literally every section of campus is amazing.
We're here for the campus. We're here to better the community and show that ACU has a lot of great things going on.
It helps us become more of a community and cultivates support for our athletes, for our students who are succeeding in doing TEDx and Sing Song. And it's one of the biggest benefits I see as a student is just that ACU TV really does an incredible job bringing us all together as a campus.
Abilene Christian University. There's Jacob's Dream, one of the great campuses. Very aesthetically pleasing here on campus in Abilene, Texas, and tough shot, no good inside. For Francis, ACU sprinting ahead. Mabry hit a 3 earlier. ACU with its largest lead at 12. Duque with an offensive rebound. Shot clock resets this year to 20 on offensive boards. Duque, it's a foul on the rebound attempt. And it takes us to a timeout in a 12-point game. Back in Abilene, the defending Southland Conference Tournament champion Abilene Christian Wildcats, Southeastern Louisiana, coming in over 650 miles from Hammond. Come over to West Texas for this matchup. It's a 12-point difference. 10 to shoot for Alexis Horton Company. See if she can create again. Takes Alyssa Adams to the hoop. It converts with a left hand. It's a really special talent there, a point guard. Just a freshman.
I feel like we've seen this at least 5 times from her. Just her ability to maneuver past Wildcat defenders. It's just been a sight to see, and it's been a big part of this Lady Lions offense to stay competitive against the Wildcats so far today.
And not only has Horn been really good offensively tonight, but this season she's been really good defensively as well. Ranking in the top 10 in steals per game in the Southland Conference. Golightly, tough shot.
And that's the difference between these two teams so far today. The Wildcats have rushed their shots. They're not using up the entire shot clock. Meanwhile, Southeastern has done a good job at finding the best shot and waiting as long as they can. Not there as much, but It's what happens when you tell a story.
Right on
you
cue.
you jinx it right there.
Right on cue, partner.
But nonetheless, to say Southeastern has chewed up a lot of clock. Meanwhile, the Wildcats have rushed their shots, but they've done a good job shooting the ball in this one today.
Adams draws a foul before dribbling it out of bounds. And it's Jaya Francis who is charged with the foul, the senior. And a timeout is called by Abilene Christian. So in this 10-point game, you know, ACU, this game is huge because you got to take care of business before you look towards the team that's undefeated. That's where they're going Wednesday. They go to Sam Houston State. But this one, they have to take care of business here before they can think about playing the team that's 7-0 in the league.
And Sam Houston State has done a great job coming into conference play. They've been able to beat their opponents soundly so far this year. And we're talking about this game. It's easily still in contention for the Lady Lions. 10-point game can fade away. Before we get to the fourth quarter, this is going to be a point in time where Coach Goodenough has to compose her players and realize, okay, it's a 0-0 game. Let's go out and play like that. And increase on this lead that we have.
It's not necessarily that it's poor shooting. Both teams are shooting 47 and 40% from the floor. There just hasn't been a big volume of shots. It's been a possession type game, and that's a turnover, a travel on Michaela Mabry. If you were to equivalent that to a football game, it would be just, it's a lot of running the ball and taking time off the clock, and that's what we've seen today, a lot of possession and holding and using shot clock. Low scoring game. Here's Dugas. Takes on Adams and Mabry and gets the ball back and converts to make it an 8-point game.
Did a good job there responding to the block shot to hustle after the ball, get an offensive rebound and a quick putback, and it's back to a single-digit game.
Mabry, in 2 games last week, hit 10 threes. And that is an offensive foul on ACU. Back to the Dugas layup inside.
And again, just doing a good job passing the ball outside the perimeter, taking it in, and a great effort there inside after the missed shot to hustle after that ball, beat out 2 Wildcats who outsize you and get the rebound.
Yeah, it almost looked like she passed it to herself there. That was interesting for sure. Southeastern Louisiana, when they score under 60 points this year, they're 1-6. It's been challenging offensively. However, their defense keeps them in the game. They're 4-1 when they allow under 60 points. We got a long way to go. Still 12 minutes to go here at Moody Coliseum. Game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Another foul on the Lady Lions. And that's Morgan Carrier with her 3rd.
And the Wildcats going a little smaller now. Pamela Herrera comes in for Lexi Duque. You want to wonder what they're going to do inside the paint now. Do they bring Dominique and Michaela Mabry inside and then put Alyssa, Josie, and everyone else outside? I'd like to see what they do here.
Another foul. They tried to get it to Adams inside, and that foul's on Alexis Horn. Her 2nd of the game. Horn's 12 points are a team high for the visitors. Adams with 15. Trying to add to her total. It's a new career high each time she puts the ball in the hoop. Very efficient, 6 of 9 from the floor. And 4 of 6 at the free throw line is Adams in the game. 9-point difference. This will be a really intriguing fourth quarter coming up. First, the final 100 seconds of the 3rd. Another foul. This is on Pamela Herrera, and it is bonus time for Southeastern. That's the 5th foul of the quarter on Abilene Christian.
And if you're the Lady Lions, going into the fourth quarter in single digits is a win for you, because this third quarter could have gotten out of hand, and they've responded in a way that has kept them competitive. A made free throw there. Free throws have been tough to come by, too, for a team that's been so good this season, making at the free throw line 75% as a team. That one there puts them at 3 for 6, and now 3 for 7. It's not been a typical time at the charity stripe for Southeastern today.
A minute and a half in the third quarter. And Southeastern also without their typical big point guard in Tyler Morrison, who did not make the trip, the senior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Everybody dealing with injuries, it feels like right now. Both of these teams are definitely not exceptions. Dugas, loose ball, and it does turn into a turnover. Couldn't quite get away with the errant pass to Williams. Golightly posting up and draws a foul on Jubril, senior out of Nigeria. That's her second foul. Bonus for each side the remainder of the third.
And shooting for Golightly has been tough to come by in every area. 4 for 13 as a whole. 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Gets her first to fall right there. And then only 1 3 off 6 tries so far. Sometimes they just have to come down to earth. As hot as she's been this season, you just sometimes have these games where not everything goes.
Golightly, you know, an okay free throw shooter. Nothing to that is too crazy high, 69% on the season. That's about where her career number ranks as well. Horn, boy, that ball had to have been maybe tipped. She got no air on that. And now Mabry. A sigh of relief for Southeastern Louisiana. If that would have gone down, would have pushed the lead to a baker's dozen.
And now here's the point in time, just a second or two difference off of the shot clock. You want to use up as much time as you can if you're the Lady Lions, because the last time you gave 7 seconds, Brianna Wright drilled a three-pointer before halftime.
And Horn draws a foul, and that's on Herrera, her second. That puts Horn at the free throw line with 7 seconds left in the third. Right now, ACU outscoring SLU 14-12 in the period. Horn 8th in the league this year in free throw shooting. Connects on the first.
And she's been perfect today, now 3 for 3. She, frankly, has been the player that Southeastern Louisiana has relied on shooting the ball that's kept them in this game. 13 points, looking to make 14 here.
Almost 80% on the season from the free throw line. Final seconds of the third. And Brianna Wright draws a foul. It's been a hackfest third period.
And if you're the Lady Lions, that's one of the last people you want to foul with 3 seconds left. I know she drilled a 3 before the halftime buzzer, but fouling her does no good. She's a phenomenal free throw shooter. She has been all of her career at ACU.
Yeah, right on cue.
I thought I was going to do a jinx again.
I thought you were too.
I was ready.
But there's no such thing as a jinx, right? There is. I think there is.
They can't hear us, but they really can.
Horn, did she get it off? And it is no good. ACU missed its last 5 from the floor, but they hold a 10-point lead. Southland Conference basketball resumes after these messages. Back in Abilene, Texas, Southland Conference basketball on ESPN Plus. Zach Carlisle alongside Owen Simpson. Our entire ACU TV student-run crew doing a great job here at Moody Coliseum. Hutton Harris, the whole gang. This 10-point lead for Abilene Christian in southeastern Louisiana. They wanted to keep it maybe within single digits going to the fourth. They're close, but they're going to need a run offensively, which is something we haven't seen them do yet in the game.
It's been for both teams. It's just been one response creates another. There's nothing consistent that's created separation. It's just been a little bit in favor of ACU so far throughout the entire game.
A steal and a layup, and it's Horn who's the recipient, but that came from Deja Harvey, the freshman. Was able to get in there. Now a stoppage and a foul on Horn. So she makes the shot, and then an immediate foul and another whistle. And that is another foul on Horn. I believe it's her third personal.
And it was based off, I think, of a delay of game. Maybe she kicked the ball or made contact with it, made it harder for the Wildcats to immediately respond.
And she did do that, something similar in the third quarter. She kind of threw the ball off to the side. So if that could have been the second time she did that. And they haven't added a foul to her total. Now Adams taking contact, and that is a charge. And we have one referee say one thing and another say something different. And the charge is the one that wins. And so the offensive foul on Adams.
And a good job there by Francis to set her feet, not move an inch as Adams drove inside. And now here we are, Lady Lions 8-point game.
Yeah, this
is big.
This feels like a big possession. Horn using a lot of shot clock. 10 to shoot. Wide open in the corner. And Harvey could not convert, but she was wide open. Just 2 of 6 on the year from the three-point line. Adams takes contact again, and this time draws the foul defensively. And that is Megan Carrier.
That might be her 4th foul now. And it will be her 4th foul, so now it changes things up a little bit. Hasn't done a whole lot statistically, only 3 points and a rebound, but nonetheless, it's a role player.
I think it's that side of the floor, though, defensively, where they're going to miss Morgan Carrier. But you can't keep her out there with 4 fouls. No. 8.5 to go. Right is open, but very deep there. And Duque, boy, there looked like there was some space for her to go up. Passes it off, and it's a turnover. And now the 3 offline from Francis. 4 of 14 from distance in the game for the Lady Lions.
And I was really surprised to not see Brianna Wright take that 3-pointer. She's 3 for 4 so far in this game. But maybe right now they're more emphasizing taking it inside and using up as much clock time as they can.
Adams, how about that? I don't know that she was going to take on a defender, but decided to just turn and square up. Wow.
And the thing about Adams is her long stride inside the paint and her long arms to be able to get a shot off despite how contested it's been.
A foul inside. Caitlin Williams taking on Lexi Duque. The foul on Duque. Well, if you think about what Alyssa Adams has done, 18 points, a career high. Here you go. You're going to get the start because we are injury depleted right now, and what a time to have a career night.
And this is what head coach Julie Goodenough believed in going into this game. She believed with the rotation that she had that they were going to be able to come out on top. Right now they're up 10 with 7.5 to go. Alyssa Adams has responded on the offensive side and the defensive side as well. 9 rebounds just a rebound away from a double-double here.
Williams rimming out a free throw, and it just has not gone Southeastern's way at the charity stripe. Six of 11. The lead maintains at 9 for Abilene Christian. Diamond Wilcott. Mabry thought about it. Here's Adams again. And the pass is picked off by Horn. Alexis Horn have a day and one. Wow.
Looking at this from the defensive perspective, on that last play, Michaela Mabry was trailing her as she drove by. Now she needs to make a decision. She needs to either try and get in front of her and make sure she doesn't make the shot, draw the foul, or she needs to let her go in and not create any contact. She did neither, and the and one right there for the Lady Lions.
And Horn has 19 points to match a career number. Just the rookie for Southeastern. Second time this year putting up 19 in her freshman campaign. 10 to shoot for Wright. Bree Wright a quiet 11 points, and that is out of bounds to the Lady Lions. It's a 6-point game.
And this is the response we were talking about, where it's just been simply back and forth. Well, things look a little different here in the fourth quarter. Is Abilene Christian going to be able to score offensively? They haven't done so. 2 points here in the fourth quarter and nearing the first 4 minutes of the final segment.
Horn's got a speed mismatch here, working on Mabry. Dugas for three. What a time for her first triple of the game. Don't look now. 3-point game in Abilene. Wright keeping the ball. Draws a foul. Wow. That's just a veteran making a play right there for ACU.
And Kaylin Williams now with 4 fouls in the final 6 minutes. That changes things once more. Now Williams, again, not a lot of statistically prominence on the offensive side, but a good defensive player. And now they're going to have to make a decision, either keep her in the final 6 minutes or give her a couple minutes on the bench.
And Wright drains the first. Aminat Jubril ready to check in for Southeastern Louisiana. And that's another rule change this year. You cannot, on the women's side, you have to wait till both free throws are attempted to check in. And Jubril gets Williams, who, as you mentioned, has 4 fouls. Well, what a way to get our doubleheader started here at Moody Coliseum. A 5-point difference. Herrera, third foul. That was off the ball, working on Jubril. And ACU with 14 fouls. So SLU in the bonus the rest of the way. Not that the free throw line's been very good to them tonight.
But that's something they're going to have to capitalize off. They've missed 5 free throws. They're in a 5-point deficit.
Herrera taps it out. Points in the paint nearly identical at 26-24. Points off turnovers has been big for Southeastern, leading 14-7 in that category.
And a lot of that has been Horn on the fast break. She's got 19 points in this one, 7 of 12 shooting.
And there was Adams reading Horn there to knock it to the baseline, out of bounds. Well, you know, Coach Julie Goodenough is always looks so cool and calm and collected. At least in the outer appearance, you never know.
You never know what's going on inside.
Open for three and missing everything was Francis. I think she thought that was going to be a good look, but no contact there with the rim.
And that's just been the story of the day for the Lady Lions. The shots that look like they're going to fall don't, and the contested ones have been the ones that have fallen. They're 5 for 16 from beyond the perimeter so far in this one.
Go lightly. Oh, denied again. That was Horn, who's doing everything right for Southeastern.
You want to talk about a big stop defensively. That was an easy layup inside to increase the lead to 7. And a big stop there for the Lady Lions.
Herrera gets right open, and that is as big as it gets for Abilene Christian.
All Brianna Wright has shot so far in this one is 3-point attempts, and she's done a good job, 4 for 5 in this one.
Getting closer to 1,300 career points in her incredible campaign at Abilene Christian, and that three is offline. Boy, this is a big moment for both of these teams. It's a foul off the ball. Brianna Wright for 3. Her team leads by 8. What a game. How big was the three by Brianna Wright to give ACU an 8-point lead? That's where it stands right now. The halfway point of the fourth quarter. And now a strip and a steal. Jubril with a great job defensively. Sterling, who's been crazy quiet in the second half for Southeastern. And the three no good from Carrier, with Horn trying to add to her assist total. That felt like a missed opportunity for the Lady Lions.
They just can't seem to get over the hump when they need to the most. Wide open shots, they just won't fall when they need them.
Herrera, one of the better ball handlers on the team for ACU. 5 to shoot, but it's been the Alyssa Adams show, and that is a charge. Offensive foul on Adams, her third of the game.
And there was no doubt about that one. Takes it inside and just, what a hit.
Oh my.
That looked to be Dugas there with the charge, and I mean, great job getting there, but sometimes you pay for it. And here we are now again. It's an 8-point game, 3.5 minutes to go. They need to get some points on the board if they want to get back in this one. A lot of missed three opportunities, a lot of missed shots inside. The question is, can they get one to fall on this possession?
That was some kind of contact made right there. And Lexi Duquet checks in for Abilene Christian, who goes back to their 5 starters. But Diamond Wilcott and Pamela Herrera doing their job off the bench just to give ECU some type of bench presence in the game.
There hasn't been a lot of rest for the starting 5. Brianna Wright and Dominique Golightly have yet to sit on the bench in this one.
Alexis Horn trying to do a little too much there. I think sometimes with just the way she plays, sometimes it's hard to remember she is just a freshman. This Lady Lions squad. Under 3 to go, and Adams has it stripped. Golightly, and that's a jump ball. It goes to Southeastern. Could have been a travel on Golightly. She slid across the floor.
And we've seen a lot of solid defense here in the final minutes for Lady Lions, but they have yet to score in the past 3.5 minutes when they need it the most.
And Abilene Christian a 2+ minute drought, so both offenses cooling off. But this is a big possession for the visitors. Celica Sterling looking for her first points in the second half. Couldn't get it.
And Sterling, a game to forget, 2 for 11 shooting in this one.
Adams, no way. Oh my goodness. If that goes in, you can start building the statue.
Sometimes you just have to send up a prayer. and that's nothing short of what it was. That shot would have sent a roar throughout the crowd. Look at this. Loses her balance, the foul's called, and just a prayer.
I think I've seen Steph Curry do that a couple of times.
Now some big free throws here for the Wildcats.
The attempts are so different. 13 of 17 and 7 of 12 on the other side. Alyssa Adams, it's the first 20-point game of her career. What a game for number 33 in white.
And why not add on to it? Make it a double-double, too. 10 rebounds in this one. I mean, she has stepped up in a role that she is unfamiliar with. She's played 37 minutes. She sat down for maybe 30 seconds earlier. But, I mean, this is what they have to do in this game. It's not usual for them, for all these players, for the Wildcats to have as many minutes as they have. As I mentioned, Brianna Wright and Dominique Golightly have yet to sit on the bench in this one. Michaela Mabry has 36 minutes and Lissa Adams with 37.
Here's the upcoming schedule for Abilene Christian. This is a tough 3-game road trip at Sam Houston State, at Central Arkansas, who's having a down year, but one of the great programs in the Southland with Sandra Rushing at the helm. And then at Stephen F. Austin. Are you kidding me? Boy, it doesn't get very easy to close January for the Wildcats.
And depending on how healthy they are in that stretch, it's really going to test, okay, who is this team? Are they going to be legitimate contenders when that tournament comes around in Katy in March? It's going to be a great test for this team and a growing experience to have a lot of these road games.
Well, and the other key for ECU both of their bye weeks are done.
Yeah.
So that means 15 straight games to close out the regular season Southland Conference. 10-point deficit. Southeastern needs a bucket. This is a big attempt from Williams. It's no good. And that's been the kryptonite. 5 of 19 from distance for Southeastern tonight. 2 minutes left in game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Trying the pick and roll, and now it's right. There's Adams trying to go get what would have been her 11th rebound. It's not only a career high in points, it's a career high in rebounds too. She's got 20 and 10.
She's put in that extra effort when the team needs her the most. And 10-point lead, 20 points. She's been a big reason the Wildcats are likely to come out on top here.
Just the second double-double for Abilene Christian this season. And Horn has a new career high with 21. Still an 8-point game. But you wonder how many more times Southeastern can afford to play the whole shot clock on defense. Adams. And it's not just her ability to rebound and to score. Getting to the free throw line has been huge for her tonight.
Really has, and she's done a good job when she gets there. 6 for 8 is something that any coach will take, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, Adams on the season is a 71% free throw shooter. .104 left. What a night for the junior from San Antonio. You know, when you have 2 of your top 7 players out with injury, as well as your backup point guard, you're gonna need someone to step up, and it's exactly what happened for Coach Julie Goodenough's team tonight. And Adams goes and gets another rebound. Southeastern may have to foul now.
You would think.
10-point game. 22-second difference between game and shot clock. If it holds, Southeastern Louisiana will be on a 3-game losing streak and drop to 2-4, or 2-5, excuse me, in the league. This opens a 3-game road trip for the Lady Lions, who go to McNeese and Northwestern State next. And Abilene Christian would move to 5-1, which will be huge, considering they're going into this crazy tough 3-game road trip.
Yeah, it's a trip where you could end up losing all 3, you could win all 3, and that's just something that they have to be prepared for. So they're going to take advantage of every game they can. Meanwhile, for the Lady Lions, they're at a point in time in the season now, 2-5 in the conference, where they need to figure out what's not been working for them and figure out what they can do better to get back in contention to making the tournament back looking forward in March.
Well, when then the injury questions will come out, and there's Horn again. Oh my goodness, 24 points, a game high. Then the question will be Anna McLeod, Maddie Miller, when they come back. This team, a lot of potential for Abilene Christian. Southeastern Louisiana gave them all they can handle. But that wraps it up. 61-53, Abilene Christian winners at home this season. For Owen Simpson and our entire crew, the gang headed by Hutton Harris, I'm Zach Carlisle, saying so long from Abilene, Texas. Once again, the final score, Abilene Christian 61 and Southeastern Louisiana 53. It's been a presentation of Southland Conference basketball on ESPN+. Until then, so long. Take care. Good night, everybody.